When you're browsing your social media, either TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, have you realized that people are posting less and less? Have you also realized by yourself that you're not posting as much as you did last year? Well, guess what? You're not alone. There are millions of people right now who are posting less and less, including the Gen Zs. People are opting out to posting content and they're just lacking on social media. And if you're wondering if this is just a thing or a wave or a trend, well, you could be right. The name for this thing is called posting zero. Posting zero is uh, posting zero is a term coined by Kyle Chayka, the New Yorker reporter, who's saying that people are posting less and less content on their social media. You no longer get to see posts about your friends, their livelihoods, their small things, the fun things they've done. You don't get any photos of breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I have spent the last couple of weeks researching about posting zero. I've been trying to find out what's going on, and the results are shocking. In around 50 countries worldwide, people are posting less and less. People are less engaged in terms of providing content to social media. Why does it matter? This matters because social media is changing and it's not what it used to be. More and more content is being provided by AI and less by human beings. It's less being more fun, more interactive, and why does this matter? This matters because the social media world is collapsing. Fewer and fewer people are posting, and what is replacing the post is AI. AI is filling our feeds with slop. Advertisers are filling our feeds with ads, and people are moving away from public spaces to more private spaces. In fact, some people are even archiving their content. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why posting zero happens, how it's completely changing the psychology of users, how the algorithm is changing as well, and most important, what it means to you as a social media content creator, as a digital marketer, and for your brand for the next 2 to 5 years. Well, strap right in while I explain this to you. Let's have a conversation of the psychology of posting zero. What is going on behind the minds of people who are posting less and less? The first thing we're going to think about, or the first thing we're going to have a conversation about, is exhaustion and overload. People are tired of seeing finely curated images. People are tired of seeing amazing stuff, and people are tired of seeing stuff that is making them feel inferior or inadequate. There are so many people who are flexing on social media, and even though you're an outgoing person, even though you're a person who likes to do that and share, it always feels like somebody's doing better than you, and you feel like you're competing with somebody who's not even there. People are also tired of this space where you're always put in a state of anxiety, a state of unease, in a state of competition. So people are choosing to just stay away from the platforms, just like, blaming up this. I could pick up my phone just to find out what's going on, just to find out what the fun stuff is. But then I feel like after touching my phone, I'm not rested. I'm in a state of anxiety. This used to work well for the digital marketing companies. It used to work well for Facebook. It used to work well for Instagram, TikTok, and the like. But right now, people are pulling back from that kind of energy. There's also the fear of perception and privacy use. How does perception affect this? What you post makes people think a certain kind of way about you in this day and age. When you're having a good time somewhere, people might be looking at you as differently as how you'd expect them to be. You might assume they're happy for you. Nah, people could be looking at you as somebody who is bragging, somebody who's showing off, somebody who is actually flexing. And as I've said before, this doesn't work for you. You lose your privacy when you talk about your life, your livelihood, if you talk about your life online. So people are also shying away from that. There is this new influence of living in the moment. And as you can imagine, guys, I've realized instead of going to a place and taking photos of the sights, the scenes, the travels that you're doing, People like what would want to live in the moment and appreciate where they are. So the phone stays back in the pocket and they don't take as many photos or videos as they used to in the past. There are algorithmic changes. And that one is, I'm really tripping over that one. Algorithmic changes that makes posting zero a big thing right now. Well, the first thing is the algorithm is making everything to be not as fun place to be at. For example, social media was meant to be for the people. And it was made such a cool product that people would want to come back and stay for longer and longer sharing their content. But when the companies who make this social media websites have realized the potential, the business behind it, the dollars, like think about Zuckerberg, think about the guys for TikTok, and think about the guys for LinkedIn. As soon as they've got a critical mass, the first thing they think about is how to monetize. So the next thing to do is sell data to their business customers, to selling this idea that we have eyeballs, you can post your ads here and you can get sales, which is partly good for them and partly good for business people. But the social media companies go a step ahead and they even trample over their business customers. Now you find that it's more suiting their business now is no longer to help advertisers sell products, but to help make more money from the advertisers. So at the end of the day, the original function for making social media a place to hang out, a global town hall, it ends up being something that is horrid and torrid. Facebook is very guilty of doing this, and that is the prioritizing friendships. You realize when you're scrolling your social media feeds, you hardly get to see what your friends and family are doing. You'll see trending posts, you'll see viral videos, you'll see a lot of stuff there. But have you wondered, have you seen a post from your brother? Have you seen a post from your sister? Have you seen a post from your mother, parents, or relatives? Think about your friends. What they post actively, they are somewhere around the world, they're doing cool stuff and you'd like to follow their journey, but you don't get their feed. Why? Facebook is Facebook and other social media companies is prioritizing ads, is prioritizing trends, is prioritizing stuff that they can make money off and not what you really want. The dead internet theory also affects how the algorithm operates. And the dead internet theory is most of the people or most of the things that are online is AI and AI bots. A study was found in 2024 that 50% of the internet traffic was done by bots and not human beings. So, and as you can imagine, now that we have this crazy boom or crazy burst of AI, the number should be 10 times. The number should be like 60 to 70% right now. The algorithm prefers highly curated, highly edited, highly made content. And if you are making low value content, the algorithms in the social media networks pull away from you and prioritize high value and high polished items. So that means you won't be seeing a lot of content from your family or friends or from things that you'd like to see. Here are real life examples of people who have stopped posting online or they're doing things a bit different. The first thing that many people do is archiving. There is a dude around somewhere in the world who posts on Facebook regularly, but what he doesn't do is make the post public. He only picks the only me option so you can have access to his photos, his videos of him, his travels, his family, and he doesn't expose himself to the world. It's just for him alone. That is in our private archiving. People are choosing to post about work more than their personal life. And as you can imagine, if you're gonna post about your professional life, there isn't that much you're gonna post online. For example, if I'm posting about my personal life, I can do stuff like post about my travels, I can post about my meals, I can post about my random everyday stuff. But when it comes to my professional work, there is a limitation of what to do, because obviously there is the perceived value of what I'm doing, number one. And then number two is there isn't that much stuff I'm doing apart from work, because my work is very limited as opposed to the diverse life that I'm living. Also, another example of why posting zero is happening right now is people are delaying to post. An event can happen now. Somebody takes the photos, videos, goes back to his or her home, and then posts after 2 to 3 weeks after making edits or making a few changes here and there. So there's no urgency of posting right now or immediately like it used to be in the past. There used to be the thing for following trends and being viral, being fast to post. Not anymore. People are not in a hurry to do that. People are posting at their leisure, at their whim, or whenever they are ready. The biggest downfall so far for that has influenced posting zero is Gen Zs. Very few Gen Zs are actually posting online. They choose to be more private and choose forums where not many people can see what they're doing. So they're choosing to form smaller groups. They're choosing to directly message their users. They're choosing to form Facebook groups that doesn't have everybody, but just the people they actually want the people to see their stuff. So it's very, very curated and very, very tightly knit. With regards to withdrawals, many people are taking a break from their phones. There are instances where somebody has put their phone aside for a couple of days. Some have gone a couple of weeks just to detach or disentangle. There are parties right now where you're not allowed to carry your phone, you just go to hang out and be present. So this has also been an addition or a trend where that leads to people to post less. So how does posting zero affect your? So how will posting zero affect your marketing efforts? So you'll have to think of how this will change the game in the future and how to adapt and adjust. One thing you'll have to think about is social media becoming consumed passively. Think of how you watch TV right now. You don't actually pay attention. You put something on, a movie, a series, or some songs to play in the background while you use your phone to scroll. Well, this will be the same thing with social media. If you think about how YouTube is being made into what Netflix is, a streaming platform where something is just playing in the background and people are not paying attention, or lives or streams where it's just put in the background but people are not actively paying attention. People are not there, just chilling. Another thing to focus about is the rise of AI-generated content and the ton of AI slop that is out there right now. There is Neo Banana from Google that is doing amazing stuff. There is Vio, there is Solana. There are plenty of AI programs right now that can create content as long as you give it a simple prompt. And this is what's going to flood all the social media feeds. Think about Pinterest, think about Facebook, think about Instagram, think about LinkedIn. That's what's going to be 70 or 80% of the content in the future. Users are going to switch to private channels. They're going to prefer direct messages, text messages, group chats, platforms like WhatsApp where there are not so many people there, so that they can feel that they're not being tracked, the data is not being used against them. Activities they do on social media are not perversed or used against them. Lastly, the main content producers would be marketers, because they're investing heavily on AI, heavily in their campaigns. And if more people are posting less, that means businesses will be posting more over there, and the feeds will be flooded by advertising messages. Well, if you need help with your digital marketing campaigns, you can reach out to me. Be glad to help you out.